Hello, hello. Good evening. It's ghost hunting time. Okay, here's the boiler. I was looking around this failed business for a startup
terrifying
game.
ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red.
I'm just gonna check my mic works if I lean. Still good? Might have to turn up the gain a little bit. Where's that knob? Hello? That's a bit better, right? Now I can lean back? Yeah. Okay. And we can't hear my PC. Nice. This'll do.
The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
Surely it's not
The
real.
lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door.
Crack
A
open the
gust
door.
of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator.
Okay.
The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge.
Okay.
Let's take a look inside.
Sure.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name.
Oops.
Revachol
Just
Ice
kicked my
City.
PC by
A
accident.
handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Okay, let's see what the note
You pocket
says.
the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
And the ice cream
A friendly
wrappers?
cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
Okay.
The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Ah. Was a giant bear-shaped fridge. I mean, surely, like, this is just part of the thing.
Good
If they're like a
question.
startup.
It looks like an ice cream fridge.
Lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers studies in the light, so they try to sell ice cream for this hyper
I
carnivore.
know. What an unfortunate marketing choice.
Yeah.
What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The red sneaky cable running from the fridge.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
We should turn that off then. Well, here's the fucking furnace to hell. Those collapse is inaccessible now.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Okay. Look inside
It's
the
dark
furnace.
and grimy there. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
Interesting.
The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Lieutenant asks when you... Oh. The murderer of the hangman talking? I think I can hear... Yeah, this one.
Really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs. You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected, but malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind.
Okay.
Always has to be the skeptic, this man.
Smear your hands with
A
coal.
lush layer of coal
Sure.
now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No, that would be stupid. A hollow ring echoes
Ow.
through the furnace.
I didn't expect that to
Your
damage
toe
me.
hurts.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
I mean, they're still giving me a buff to the roll, so I might as well go for it.
Something
Hey!
breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease.
Okay.
Hello?
Oh.
You've awakened the entity.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
Okay.
You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
That's good.
After you, officer.
The music's amazing in this game. The voice acting is like super prominent and really good, but the music really is good too. Oh, okay. Rusty rifles are hiding with the piping. They look inoperable. Interesting. Is this ammo then? Some busted guns beneath the ceiling. Damn, so I guess they use this for a revolution or something at some point? There's an ice cream maker still running. Oh, I hear the stairs. Intercom wires running into the breaker box. I should turn off the power, I think. Insane mesh tank top, sure.
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker. Near an electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now.
I don't want them to lose money. Maybe there's something to see now that it's been disabled.
The bear's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge slowly melting.
Okay. I feel like I should have bought like health potions. So when cellar window, people's feet shuffling by on the street. Their checks can only be tried once. Yeah, okay. I know that. Okay, I'm gonna go buy some health. Then I'll come back. Oh, the fucking... The sound's bugging out. 3T is how idiomatic. I'll buy this health and I'll save and then stop the sound from bugging out. Would I buy stuff again?
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice.
What is what? If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
I might get one eventually. Where's the medicine? Ah, there we go.
A colourful display of cigarette. The bottles wink at you in the light. The smokes too glitter in their wrapping. It's like looking into a kind of heaven. There, in that dark green glass. All in.
No, I don't need that. I need this,
A
please.
small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste. Okay, here. I hope Saint
What does
Baptiste
this do?
makes you feel
Oh,
better.
big morale. Okay. Where's the note?
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
Lieutenant leans in closer to read the crumpled note over your
This
shoulder.
is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
I'm sure it
Someone
says
has
nothing
scribbled,
interesting.
"S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe."
Okay.
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer.
Ah.
Sully Swaff.
Someone who owns a radio computer?
which is to say, not very good.
Okay, I know what all of this means. I will go back there. I'm just gonna go to the pawn shop quickly before the shops close. See if I can get my gun back, because I'm assuming he has my gun. Oh, right, let me do this quickly. Well, it's good the sound's bugging out on the street rather than in a cutscene this time at least. Didn't ruin a cutscene. God, it always takes so long for this game to sync. There we go. Okay. I think the pawn shop should be down this way somewhere. Tracks leading onto the roof. This slush and rains almost washed them off. Spirited chirps and clicks away. The spirited chirps and clicks of swallows fills the air. My god, sorry, my brain was just locked onto fucking the previous thing. Is this the pawn shop here? No, this is the bookstore. Oh, it sounds bugging again. I guess this is just permanent now. Where is the pawn shop?
Whoa. What have we here? A bridge with loose nails and rot-infested wood that creaks in the wind. A construction code violation.
True. They never cleaned up the war damage. The rest of Revachol looks better, though.
True.
The bridge is fine enough. Locals use it all the time, after all. It's nothing to worry about. Shall we?
Sure. Need to find the pawn shop. I think I'm gonna go ask the woman. To roundabout north. To Cape Side Abs Martinez Pier. Martinez Pier. Fucking goddamn, my brain is shattered. Is this the pawn shop here? No, this is the bar, isn't it? Might as well ask about my gun.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got to the room? 60 real. Like what? I was really enjoying talking about the money you owe me. What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction.
Okay.
They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means we don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later.
That's true.
Glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
Good question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting something somewhere. Or laying low after the, lynching.
Okay.
They probably fucking killed that guy or something, and that's why.
That's true.
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance sooner or later.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Wait, what? But what about the bird? Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken wing the morning she left. Why didn't she just tell me that? I don't care about stuffed birds. I care about my employees. All right. Did she say anything else about me, Did she say anything about me?
Oh, I don't remember. I think that.
Really? I should give her a call then. Thanks, I guess. Was there anything else you wanted, or another thing? Yes.
I kind of thought you might have seen my gun. Did you catch a glimpse of the Union paraphernalia, strike poster, and some red pennants? Royal pinball machine is unplugged. Ah, where is this pawn shop? I'm gonna have to go and ask her. Here we go.
It's raining again. It was clear just an hour ago. Of course. What do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
Okay.
This intersection is called Roundabout North.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really.
Okay.
The harbor gates. Some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too.
I don't think Freet is the
Some
place I get
shops
my
and the
thing right.
bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably. Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and it's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. No problem.
Okay. That didn't help me so much. Am I just imagining that there was a pawn shop? This is the Freet, right? I thought there was a place I could sell stuff. Or do I sell them at
The
this
tear
thing?
machine stands in the corner.
Oh, that's the tear machine. Hmm. Is this I don't really know anything. Uh-huh.
Maybe if I give that lady a raincoat, she'll help me.
You see several packaged rain.
Here you go.
What about you, racist truck driver?
Looking for something on?
It's raining again. It was clear just an hour ago. Of course. No problem. Excuse me.
She's uncomfortable.
Oh. Well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here. I don't know anything about that either. As I said,
Okay.
Pig is a widely used term for members of the police. It's not loving.
True.
No need to worry. We are not saying you did.
Okay. Well,
Can I give her the raincoat?
it's raining again. It was clear.
Ugh. I thought it would let me give this to her. Oh well. I need to look this up because I feel like I'm fucking missing a chunk of the game and I just don't remember where I'm missing it. I mean, it's south? South of the hostel. Where the hostel is... Oh, this thing. So it should be down here.
The woman still have no response. We're
ruins full of snow and no one lives here anymore. Here? No, this is the Union strike. Maybe it's more south, like this way. This reps stand with humanitarian aid. Not for resale. From the people. Everything's good here. Is this the pawn shop? Fire rises up from the sewer, sour, acidic, and strangely comforting. I don't think this is it. Ah. Perfect. Some kind of machine, an ancient cash register. Maybe. Antique cash register. Mostly military wear with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in. In the dark, a film projector is wearing away. Possible woman, the plaque simply says day.
If you don't mind, please put the flashlight away.
Photonic sensitivity is not generally acknowledged by the medical establishment.
I do appreciate it. It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What
Okay.
can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
I haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about inconsistent law enforcement.
Unsurprising.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake. People who are terminally bored.
Okay.
As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained. Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question.
Shit.
I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God, the lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
Interesting.
And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind. She didn't seem like a policeman. Although she kept referring to herself as a pig. Which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive.
Okay.
But I was just happy to get rid of it. And of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Oh, that's not good.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Maybe she's a vigilante.
It's possible in these parts of town. We ought to find her and discourage her from taking justice into her own hands.
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
Damn, okay.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now. You just have to hope Everard wasn't lying, and the Union can track her down in time.
Let's see.
Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here yesterday. looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell. I told them I already sold it.
Interesting. So it wasn't someone from the
They
union
went
then.
their way. It was a trip. But you know, all sorts of people come here, asking for all sorts of things.
True.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
Possibly.
Of course. Sure, man. I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Know anything about? Oh, someone might have shot him with my gun. I didn't even think about it. Oh wait, no, he did. No, they said it was a very specific, weird kind of gun. Okay.
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business. Bad for everyone.
Know anything about the Wild Pines
Can't
representative?
say I'm a huge admirer of Wild Pines. And I can't say I trust any silver-tongued spokesperson of theirs. Fortunately, I have no reason to get involved.
Okay.
What should I have for it? No, just people like that make everyone else see the world somewhat askew, at an angle that is convenient for them. Now, you have more questions, or are we?
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing
Was Roy
colours.
high, and if yes, who was he on?
Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I need to get $60 to pay off the guy.
Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale.
You know what the tattoos mean? That's a good idea.
Counter radiance.
I'm just gonna open my
network.
window quick.
Anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter.
Something lighter.
You have absolutely no idea what
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment.
Well, I think paths are, but the tattoos on the man are not that. Okay.
Another time, perhaps.
Should I try this? Fuck it, why not?
Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. But you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer.
Okay.
Looking at his wares, talking to him, that might give you more clues. You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the
Damn, that's a
trinkets
lot of them.
displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty.
Okay.
Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back. Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
They look cool.
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
Ah.
A long, long time ago. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Okay.
Which ones? Ah, royalist soldiers from the time of the Revolution. The uniforms are painted a bit too brightly, I suppose.
Let's pay the
This set
figure
of
in
soldiers
rags.
isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
I'm assuming these are civilians.
You're probably
That are
talking
like,
about the revolutionaries.
yeah, revolutionaries that have been conscripted or
Yes,
something.
they are soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the Royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
Against the course cast, friend God whose bitch made me. Choose one you understands. I think this one.
Maybe.
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine.
Okay, here we go.
Why?
Whoa.
What's this? A headless man riding a horse? A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say found.
Oh, that's the Headless Phone Rider.
Who,
The Headless Phone Rider.
who indeed?
It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a fawn tracksuit.
Okay.
As you see, he's missing his head.
True.
50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part of the story has
Sure.
many interpretations. Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
Is there anything else to be seen here?
Wow. A very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hjelmdal burning. The antlers on the hood of the man's cloak and his piercing blue eyes are familiar.
It's the man from Hendal.
Walking away from his burning village.
Is this
Yes.
supposed to know who the man from Hjelmdal is? Yeah,
Huh? Oh, I see. That's tough, man. I feel the same way sometimes. The man from Hjelmdal is the hero of a series of popular books based on a fictional version of Kotla.
okay. Doesn't really help.
In fact, most people don't think that man from Hjelmdal ever really existed. But they are wrong.
Hendal isn't a real place.
Neither is the man a real man, of course.
Okay.
But both the man and Hjelmdal are an ontological necessity. But hey, it's not worth getting into an argument about.
Sure.
Wow. What? Smells like worn cotton and a little old sweat there. Worn cotton with a side of flea market or trash bin.
Sniffing is okay. But please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the fabric of things you're not going to buy.
Okay.
You're not imagining it. Photon emissions? What is he talking about?
I mean, even if the man from Hjelmdal didn't exist before the adventure novels, the stories have made it so that he has. It's simple, really.
Okay. 1 second, I'm just tabbing out quick. Just gonna check my temperatures. Or not. Because it just doesn't want to work. Okay. Back into the game.
Okay.
You sound skeptical. It's not that complicated.
Cause and
Besides,
effect.
I've been to Kotla, though not quite as far north as the Hjelmdal.
His theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest some unusual neural activity. Interesting.
Interesting.
Very, very unique energies indeed.
What you selling this
Too
t-shirt
real.
for?
That's dirt cheap.
But why? I sympathize, I do. But this is a for-profit
Physical instrument
enterprise.
enforcement -2 authority.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your copo type.
Okay, what am
Yes.
I? Cool cop?
No, you're the sorry cop. The
Ah.
cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, Liquid Shadow cop,
Damn,
But
liquid
you're
shadow
too sorry
cop
to say
sounds
those
fucking
things.
cool.
So, here we go? Yes, yes. Impotent rage and lamentation. Let's wrap it up. What? Jealous of the sorry cop? They'll be super, super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual copo type from sorry to anything. Of
Sure.
course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe that won't happen.
Oh, this one here. Sure, why not? Let's try self-critique. Maybe this'll make me more analytical or something.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
No, I don't think there's anything here for me to get. Like, oh, I needed to know about my gun. Let's go back to the bookshop. Also lockout everyone until Wednesday, 7:15 AM.
Evening, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife.
Okay.
His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down.
You know,
I
cause this
wasn't here to
wreckage.
witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Rivershoal.
Okay.
The words Daredevil Driver sound ominous to you.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything round here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
Jeez.
Sure thing.
It is salty.
Damn, what a
It
nice
is
guy.
savory. It is chewy. The hangover only makes the salami more tasty.
There's no shot he's still hungover at this point. It's like 9 PM. Been a whole day.
Want some too, officer?
Sorry, 1 second. Getting some Discord messages. Is Kim gonna have some?
Why not?
I know the lieutenant ponders the offer for a moment, then decides to go for it. He takes a slice of salami for the man and chews it. You know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it.
Okay.
Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Here's buddy. Ooh, I'm not wearing gloves, am I? Might as well put them on. Free buff. See if I can get this guy now.
The boomboxes on the one especially catches your eye. Deep gold, this is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite.
Okay.
Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Is the Harmon Welshie W2, made in Vespa.
Put this to play
designed in
tapes.
Seoul.
Ah.
Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12. Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech. Found
Okay.
sounds and music from if police work means playing tape.
Okay, let's try this electrochemistry one more time.
Greetings on this fine night. What brings you here? Is it? Spring is capricious, yes. The pawn shop is always open.
Feeling
Okay, here we
warm
go,
and
nice.
enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Parolidon. It's tough to come by on the street. A
Parolidon.
drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation.
Holy shit.
It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Why on earth? There's a prescription. I can't really see without them. I've had to take it. You know, since the People's Pile cleanup. I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade.
Okay, that's
He's
interesting.
taken for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
Interesting.
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too.
Damn, that's crazy. Someone basically built a nuclear
The
power
People's
in their
Pile
fucking
was a Type
shed.
U particle decay generator that failed immediately after entering service,
That's
releasing
nuts.
radioactive waste into River Esperance.
Um,
A primitive nuclear reactor, also called a pile.
interesting.
Construction began during the Commune.
Oh, I
Revolution.
see. I see why it's called the People's
people
Pile.
continued work on it after the Commune fell. They wanted a cheap source of energy for Revachol West. Needless to say, things didn't work out. An emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure blowing the turbine, taking the
Jeez.
fuel containment vessel up in the explosion. Both the faulty design and lack of finances contributed to the catastrophe.
We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized, tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines crossed with a red drop of blood.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out.
Yeah.
There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud, years getting sick. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment, and early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
Yeah.
No one's. Everyone's.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
That's true.
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Interesting.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
You said you'd done it before, yeah?
The lieutenant
Sure.
steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved.
Do I want to take... I feel
Go
like I
ahead,
don't want to
then,
take this.
he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care. He won't be your knock, but he won't be thrilled about this either.
Here you go, man.
Large cab-shaped objects on the far side.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Parolidon.
I
Nah.
respect your decision, officer. What else can I help you with?
I don't want to do that. I think that's going to be bad for business. Okay, well, I think this is done. That was cool. Well, Kim wants to talk.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the
We
cafeteria
should take care
manager.
of that, then. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the street.
Okay, I've got most of the money. I would think. Well, I do. I have 5810. That's got to be pretty close. Refined tin doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. Okay, let's go back to the hostel. And it's just like it could have been caused by an earthquake. Interesting. Can I give her the coat yet?
It's raining again. It was clear just an hour ago. I'm a nighthawk. What can I say?
I was so sure that it would let me just give her the raincoat.
She's still here because you're still here.
True.
You don't have to stay here because of us.
I like the city at night, don't you?
Okay. Fair enough. Oh, here's the Union, guys. Oh, or maybe not. Well, runs been knocked over, dark liquid spilling
That
out.
sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up or attaboy? It's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was like you weren't yourself. Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that?
I think I'm gonna not drink.
Get a goddamn rum and lemonade to yourself, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the... What happened, man? You used to be cool. Get your drink on and your act together.
Okay, let's go talk to Gart and see what he's saying. Can I go in here? Oh, this is the kitchen. What's this? Ah. Free Nosafed. That'll be handy.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
Kim's about to say something, let him,
I
sure.
understand your predicament as the manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment.
I still have my
Good luck
key.
trying to use it. All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock.
That's annoying.
Not until you bring me the money.
Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here. Absolutely out of the question.
Why?
Absolutely in the question.
Okay, let's go to the car. See what Kim wants to do. Summer door closed for the winter.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie? Her eyes move up and down your person as though taking your measurements. Her attention is...
Why, you are, officer.
Maybe I
You
am.
found anyone to be sweet to? The maiden rituals aren't the good part, sweetie. I know it's none of my business.
Okay, this is
but
weird.
I suppose all of us do it one time or another. I don't know what I'd do without Morel. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but
Oh, okay.
I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
How'd you like to roll with me?
Whatever
Sure.
you mean. Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
That's true.
A partner who needs you to get back to helping the people of Martinez. I can assure you with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
Damn, okay.
Gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweet. I really would like to help out, but I don't want to slow you down. If it weren't for all the stairs and potholes in Martinez,
Oh yeah, this is probably
I'd
a good
join you
one.
for sure. Oh, I'm perfectly all right. I'm more worried about you. What was that?
Without honor and
What do you
compassion.
mean?
Tormenting me without outrageous demands for
He's
money.
just on edge because of the lynching. Don't judge him too harshly.
I'll see if she'll give me
I'm
money.
glad you weren't in. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
Okay, let's play up to it.
You must be joking. Although our pay does sometimes feel like a joke.
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent living wage when you don't have a strong union behind you.
Already did that. You were too proud to take the check.
Let's try it anyway.
Try to force a tear out of your duct. Really rip into the whole emotional aggression thing.
Officer, get a hold of yourself, please.
Sweetie, I'm sorry, but I think you need more help than I can give you. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I don't have money for you if there's... Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Oh, my. You know where we are, right?
We're in
That's
Riverside.
right. In a hostel called the Whirling in Rags, to be precise. Yes, great. See? We're getting somewhere. What else? How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful
Is it?
city in the world.
It doesn't seem like
We're
it.
fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world,
Holy crap.
though it has seen better days. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? There. The year is 51, and spring has only just started.
Okay.
She looks flustered, her hands smoothing out the creases in her blanket, even as she attempts to reassure you. The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad? Never mind. We're in this now.
Okay.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What
Oh
mode
god,
of
I have no
government?
idea.
Oh,
Try that.
sweetie. It's really not. There used to be people who thought Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no
Okay.
government of...
But they still have cops.
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself.
That's law
There aren't
enforcement
any
complicated.
cops in Rev... But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
Someone more educated in...
No, I'm not an encyclopedia.
Okay.
Of course. Then, yes, dear.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from
Let's
a
go.
crane.
Thanks
No
for clearing it
problem.
up.
Of course, dear.
It's good to know, I guess. I don't know if it's useful, but...
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio,
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back.
transport enclosure. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable.
4 shiny
Four
hubcaps.
shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat.
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
You mean you
A couple of weeks
confiscated
ago, I
them?
stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high.
Isn't that corruption?
I don't know. Is it? I was going to take them into evidence. but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back. There are spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity. No, that would be silly. I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC.
He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark.
As I said, they are useless anyway. I should have remembered I have these earlier.
But thank you.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't want to take them.
Then, come back once we realize we have to.
Sounds likely.
No, I can make some more money. I only need $2. There's got to be $2 around. Let's go back to the bookshop and finish that old thing off. Do I have a plastic bag? No. Get a bagging iron perhaps so you collect these bottles and sell them. Ah, a plastic bag. It doesn't squall seabirds. Now we're in the money. God, the sea is really busted. This plaster bullet hole lines the wall. Bullet holes. Why won't it let me look in the bin again? Oh, these are things to... Oh my god, the sound is going nuclear. Only cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent of your approach. Belleville sounds like it was recently painted. St. Dugas roundabout north. St. Dugas Lane. Cabs Head Apartments. Get the frame most critical in and repair it, and the tools used to disassemble it. How did she spill the paint?
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance.
Oh, maybe she's the one who stole my gun.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What
I think
else
she
do
stole
you
my
wanna
gun,
know?
or bought my gun.
Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C. And here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs. I ain't no snitch, Pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No
She definitely has
shortage
my
of
gun.
squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
The lieutenant is desperately searching for a handkerchief.
She's looking at the boat. Oh, interesting.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That Ozon whore. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershot.
Okay.
Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit.
So she must be the lawyer.
Yes, we should go talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing.
Interesting.
You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to Ozon. Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit.
Okay.
I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
I have an opinion on this. Want to hear
Yeah?
it? I love public art. I do.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
She means...
Hey, I was being cool.
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
So just no.
Ugh, alright. Sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Look cute as hell.
Okay.
If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time. No. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again.
Okay. Looks like you're a little sad
Or a
suddenly.
weakness for police officers, miss.
That's
Thank you
handy.
either way.
Watch your back, ungulate.
She definitely has my gun. There's like no way in hell anyone else has my gun. I need to keep an eye out for bottles. Huh. Oh. That's never a good sign. Something tells me I'm gonna get morally killed here.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is...
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce.
Okay.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Shake her
I'm glad
hand.
to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
Okay.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can
Great,
assure
thanks,
you
Kim.
of his ultimate competency.
Thanks for teeing me up.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. This is a tactic.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy. Look at that lady. Take a gander.
What nice
So, right here,
fabrics.
tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry,
Okay.
wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible, within reason. Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes, a scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead and your underwear fills it.
Okay.
You're poor, poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
I'm not so ashamed to shake this leash for some dough.
You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance,
please don't hesitate to ask.
You're on a
Why,
boat?
yes, I am. Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
The Caillou.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Okay.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city
Oh, she doesn't
and the
like that
island.
we're asking her about money.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich. Before you do, it would be pertinent to ask other questions. Gather more info on this boat of hers.
Does she have
The
a...
boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
What kind of boat
It's
is
a
it?
pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing,
Okay then.
though these days I mainly use it for business.
So it's not a transport boat.
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the...
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
You have a license.
I assure you, I'm a highly qualified...
The crowns of her
Pleasure
teeth are
craft
also
operator.
white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act,
Okay.
a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Interesting.
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
This one.
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator.
Doesn't look like you think she'll best in single
Then what does
combat.
that say?
Uh-oh.
Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A? 33A? This old proletarian haunt here. As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata.
Okay, let's go for it. Oh.
She takes a sip.
Okay.
Nothing happens for quite a while.
As they do.
The thoughts happen inside his brain.
It doesn't.
Heal your hand slowly.
It's as if there's a tiny spinner on the side of his head and he's reeling thoughts out.
Except he isn't.
I was gonna come in and I will say
Of
it.
course.
I
Lieutenant,
believe.
I truly
Okay.
don't understand what is happening here.
I told you his methods are unconventional.
It was quite a while ago, but I think, yes, we were discussing my fast, large, inner good.
I don't really want to go for that one though.
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole.
Oh,
Is it-
okay.
There was a touch of discomfort there.
That's
She
interesting.
wants to merely represent.
The Pines' core competency is logistics.
Hmm.
Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things,
Holy shit.
and that is the terminal.
Use
Another
airships instead of
subdivision
regular
deals with
ships. That's
energy,
crazy.
Oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king,
Oh man.
the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone.
And
but
they're still
several of
holding
the
monopolies.
Indo-tribes
That's
remain.
interesting. So there's no anti-monopolization in this world.
Why, thank you.
How much does Wild Pines
I'm
have?
not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue. Yes, past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary, but they are quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks.
Uh-huh.
A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving and growing, they started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain.
Okay.
Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels, you know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, wild pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that.
Okay.
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Did I just get there? This one here. Temporary research bonus, none. Oh, I don't have space to internalize it though. Okay. What can you tell me about the strike?
Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Elements that gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus. Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol.
Ah.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike. I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator.
Okay.
In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
Sounds easy.
And how are the talks going?
You don't even have to make the fucking negotiations. This sounds like the easiest job in the world.
That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
Interesting.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over
Ah.
after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss.
And who is Mr. Gaumont?
Refused to speak with Gaumont, despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
Oh, he's the union. Okay.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Or the other way around. He's Wild Pines.
No. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
What happened to
Mr. Clare
Gaumont?
told him to, how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Not cool.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Or their
There
demands.
are leaflets everywhere, and banners.
Oh yeah,
What did they
because the
say
scab
again?
was just saying
yes.
stuff that he wasn't thinking.
Every worker, a member of the board.
That makes sense. Ah ha ha, you put your foot in it.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything,
Yeah.
it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
Which is impossible.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company,
And the king is
that
dead.
may well be. It's not up to me to decide
Biggest
who is
communism
king, but
builder.
as
Whoops.
negotiations go,
That's the achievement I
it's
just
not
got
a smart
there.
start.
Okay, what are you gonna
I'm
do?
not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, and now, people are getting lynched, I hear.
Yeah.
Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Not good at all for your union.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not
So she
share
did
with
it.
you.
Yeah, she did then.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Okay.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Okay.
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Yeah,
He is the
that's
most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Have you seen him?
No.
Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does. And when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
Interesting.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to
Not that long
establish
ago.
under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that.
Yeah.
Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections.
She
The
seems
brothers Clare came and transformed it into a...
like she's interested
how
in
do you
actually
say?
helping the people. I was kind of expecting her to be like as corrupt as him.
The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
True.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
Yeah, giant fucking leech.
Indeed. And a hungry one. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the leech always hungers.
Says something happened in the
And glad you
elections.
asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union.
Oh, she's helping me a lot.
She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story. Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Okay.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets.
Ooh.
For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57.
Okay.
And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Oh, and what happened to yours, Detective? I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
Okay, maybe that's loosened her up
She
a
must
bit
have
more.
been suspecting something for a while now.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Let's talk about something else until I do. Okay, here we go.
She's a
Yes.
negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
Okay.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez.
Okay.
The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
Interesting.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones.
Okay.
You can recover your badge, though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Yeah, no kidding.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Wow, you work hard.
I do.
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
I guess I
Oh,
do.
yeah. Like a horse, a workhorse, for hard work. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you.
Yeah, I
You
write. Hello.
ride.
Me?
A little. You
Hello.
make money. You got gills, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officers, sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
No.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
I don't know.
Because of the taxes.
Oh, okay.
G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gossamer state that is Revachol?
There were no taxes.
You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty,
There's
extraction
another
tax.
country.
This tax
Yeah,
that doesn't even...
Okay.
98% of all your money.
Pff. Yeah,
What
this
are
isn't
you,
helping
a
at all.
racist? Don't be a racist. Be a cool immigrant, ultra-liberal free market advocate.
No.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate.
Okay.
Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it.
So we should go for
What I
that then.
propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching. Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it.
Okay.
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
Okay.
You're back.
I like his plan.
Good. What can I help you with at this late hour? Matter of fact, I don't. I have a medical condition of my own. Nothing unusual, though. I'm old, you see.
Ooh, maybe flattery will get me somewhere.
Thank you. I do what I can to remain presentable. Now, ask me some questions. It'll help us pass the night.
You know anything about this
That's the man who
photos?
was killed.
Yeah.
I'm
What's
afraid
this
this is
one
a
thought?
discussion for once we've cleared the
Interesting.
lynching question. Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with. You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
I didn't. Yeah.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually,
Yeah, fraud, embezzlement, corruption.
that's how he's done it. Fantastic, Verm-like corruption. Reaching into the
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt Verm myself.
Okay.
However, how could I stop you? Are we not human?
Damn, she really
Are we
wants
not
some info from me.
curious?
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Okay.
Tell her she'll like you for it.
Oh. That's so helpful of him.
The lieutenant looks at you, and you can swear his jaw muscle is trembling. He's able to contain the anger and surprise. When I said be wacky, I didn't mean wildly, grossly irresponsible and
Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They then go around and tell people about this, to gauge their reactions. It's all part of detecting.
Damn, he's good on the spot.
Incredible. Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun?
No.
Well, maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then. Of course, detective. Until then, is there anything I can help you with? It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL,
Okay.
and various synthetic
So lots of
psychedelics.
drugs.
Honestly,
Not
it
just
might be
one
quick
drug
to say
then.
what you can't make from the
All
stuff.
of the fucking drugs.
Yes. After they clear the terminal,
Okay.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you...
we're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows,
You
the
just
Union
not
does not
press
produce
it.
it.
Okay, they transport it for a
the
car.
ingredient. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dockworkers Union. Still,
the handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed.
How
Interesting.
convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about.
Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance in bright daylight.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Interesting.
The two might even be connected.
or not? Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager to hear it.
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done. How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
True.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
Also true.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So they're paying for their own strike. Interesting.
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven. We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance. No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our
Okay,
subsidiaries.
interesting.
However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the trade committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the... Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant. Yes?
Okay. Yeah, we'll take this, definitely.
Excellent. It may come to nothing, or it
At
may
least
just
3
blow
lorry
the case
drivers.
wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need.
Perfect.
In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance. This... reality. Ah, yes. The episode.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
What is reach for something fundamental? Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby?
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed. Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
Interesting.
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. You
Okay.
would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once
The
before.
ruins terminal.
As if
Oh my
this
god.
place used to be a province.
The time's flying
A
by
workers'
talking to her.
resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the... yes, we're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic.
Okay.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities.
Okay.
Vast, lukewarm, and unknowable.
Caillou. As you
Caillou.
already know.
The Caillou.
Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue...
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her.
Okay.
And to humanity at large.
I would be happy to. What is a preposterously expensive education for, if not sharing? These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Interesting.
For the big time.
What's the
The
big time?
revolution.
Ah, I see.
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next. Who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral right. Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World
Jesus
Revolution.
Christ, that's a lot.
But the communists, they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Jesus.
Yes. The Red Deluge. The Insulindian Deluge, they call... Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath... The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. I prefer the term risk-averse. King Guillaume was nobody's fool. He could smell a PR disaster brewing. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist... They are what they... Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Yeah, let's go for this.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
Let's try it. I have to roll a 20 for this.
A strange
Yeah.
coldness comes over you as you look at the world.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I
Okay,
know.
let's ask her for fucking
Anything
money.
else?
Voila,
Oh,
you're doing it.
holy shit.
Why, yes, I am rich. How much money do you need?
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament?
That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She removes a few notes and hands them.
Good. We won't be needing to go to my kinema then.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the Arthur
No, we're
Course
good.
detective?
Cheers. I'm going to go sell my bottles for a little more coin. Oh, sound's breaking. Dude, I think this girl has my gun. I don't want to go in there right now. That's a tomorrow thing. Is she still up there?
Hello again, officers. Have you come?
Ah. God, the sound is actually shitting the bed. I'll go chuck these balls into the pawn shop, pay off my debt in the shop, and then I'm gonna call it for tonight. Maybe we can put Kim's hubcaps on. Oh, she's gone. Oh, I hope the fucking pawn shop's still open. Sewer, great at gateway to the river of filth. Oh yeah, okay, here we go.
Hello, hello. Let me know. Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Wait,
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
where do I sell these balls to?
Another time.
Oh, I need to sell it to the... I take it to the shop, don't I? Okay, well I think I'm gonna call it here because I think this paying this guy's off gonna come into is gonna start like a big conversation. So I'll pay him off tomorrow. If I play this tomorrow. I might play something else since I don't know. This game's very long, I think, and it's very slow paced. So it'd be nice to mix it up here and there. Anyway, thanks for watching tonight. I will see you tomorrow for something. Don't know what yet.